So when you ask someone if you can bum a fag, you do this after, and then it's fine.
And then I get taken around the corner.
Well, Michael McIntyre is the head. Would Jimmy Cart's the face?
I've seen you do that impression before. It's brilliant.
And obviously Alan, I think with Alan, he looks like he's going to throw up, doesn't he? You know. I came off and this guy went, you do know that's Gary Delaney's wife, don't you? And I had no idea.
Oh, no.
I mean, I should have done my research, really. Do you know what I mean?
Did you not know that?
No.
Well,
so I came off, right? The cock out Britain's Got Talent guy. Yeah. So anyway. And I love the way he says fornicate, and I love the way that he dresses up in ladies' underwear and masturbates. But you know, if Melania caught me doing that, she'd go absolutely crazy, you know. Can you imagine that? She'd go absolutely crazy. It's like the old thing, isn't it, that people getting offended on behalf of somebody else.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, I remember I'd done years ago, I was doing a Thompson Gold hotel, and I'd done a joke about...
I mean, it sounds awful already, mate.
Yeah. He could walk on at Wembley Arena. Yeah. Hello, right, okay, ladies and gentlemen, Mark Smith, 077 154 09876.
Yeah, he took my sticks off me. I have never felt so unstable. Hello, welcome back to another episode of the Unstable Podcast with me, Ricky Balshaw, and we're joined today, Danny Posthill. I think you're probably the most famous guest we've had on yet.
Famous guest? Who else have you had on?
No one.
I was going to say.
That's why, mate. You know we've had shit guests when the semi-finalist of BGT is our most famous.
Finalist.
A finalist?
Finalist,
yeah.
Finalist / Dana White tribute.
Yeah. Do you do Dana?
Funnily enough, I can't get deep enough for Dana. You know, I like the way he says the word Connor. You know, when he moves his mouth quite a lot. You know, that's the best I can do with Dana. And I look like him, but there's no depth there. Yeah, you know what I mean?
That was pretty good.
Was it for a first attempt?
I've just listened to a Dana White podcast. He was on Impulsive.
Oh, Impulsive, yeah.
The last time I saw Dana White, when he was on Theo Vaughn's, Theo Vaughn. I love Theo, because he's talking away, and you're thinking, what the fuck's going on in his head?
That's so good with the jaw because it's like he's constantly coked up in his he's like still on cocaine. And he's getting excited about it, man. And he was on about Peloton. We're gonna cancel. I've seen this. Yeah. But
he was like, "Have we got bikes at Peloton? Fucking get rid of them." And I was like, "Yes, good for you, mate."
Go off,
And it was the guest he had on. Was it Bobby Kennedy? Wasn't it?
Yeah, funny.
And
funny.
I mean, the thing is, that's a voice where you go, "Oh shit, am I allowed to do that?"
Wow.
And of course, when he's talking about the vaccine, but what material do you do? Because I think I can't really.
I could just sit and watch him all day. This is great.
I can't make his voice because I'll get ridiculed for it. But what I can do is some people say that I was probably the best Democrat since Bill Clinton. And, and funnily enough, they say Bill loved to play the saxophone, but deep down we all knew that he preferred the harmonica.
This is incredible. You haven't got the headphones on, so you can't hear it as good. Well, if I close my eyes, I'm there.
It's brilliant.
And funnily enough, I'm deaf in one ear as well. So not only
don't play disabled top trumps here, mate.
Do you know what? Yeah, this is. Wait till you hear this one, right?
Don't start with that shit here.
I know, especially you're the Paralympian as well. You know what I mean? Because I used to do judo, right? And I remember I said to my judo coach, and I was training at this gym, and I was training with these Iranian guys and some GB internationals, and they were just brilliant, Yeah. And I just thought, I'm never going to be as good as them. And I went to my coach, I said, I'm actually deaf in one ear. I went, I could do the Paralympics, right? and my judo coach said, he went, you could? He said, but you still get fucking knocked.
Get smashed, yeah. Mate, them boys are tough.
I remember I trained with this guy who was blind. And he was just, once he got older, fuck me, he was strong.
I tell you what.
He was just like, it was insane.
Like, that is one of the massive misconceptions about Paralympic sport.
Absolutely.
Is that it's just disabled people having a go.
Yeah.
And, fair enough, if my sport, dressage, the standard was a lot lower years ago. But as it's gone on, these guys and girls, they're athletes.
It's frightening.
People think, they're sitting on the couch at home thinking, I could do that. You fucking couldn't.
No.
These guys and girls are athletes and should be respected as much as their able-bodied counterparts. Yeah. Because I would bet my mortgage that the average, I don't know, blue belt, I don't know what the belts are, whatever, would get absolutely smashed in judo by one of the quite severe disability graded judo athletes.
There's a guy, he's a UFC fighter, Notorious. I follow him on Instagram. Can't remember his second name now. His nickname's Notorious. Obviously, it's not Conor McGregor.
Not Conor,
because Conor's got both arms and he's got I think he's got fucking 3 legs as well. By looking at some of those weigh-ins, holy shit, yeah. But Notorious Newell, I think he's called. Is that right? Is that him? And he's got one arm and he fights like pro.
Oh, sorry, I've seen him. So the UFC have actually refused. Have they signed him now? Because last I
don't know, but I know he was fighting in a couple of different organisations.
Yeah, so he's an MMA fighter who's got one arm and he's destroying so many people. But Dana, this is the last I've heard, I might be outdated with this, refused to sign him just because of the standard difference in the UFC to the organisations that Dana claims he's currently in.
Right, yeah.
And, if you were to... What I will say is, whilst these disabled athletes are athletes, if you put them against their able-bodied counterparts, so an Olympic-level boxer, for example, against a Paralympic boxer, then you are going to obviously see the difference. It's funny, actually. I had to do this speech years ago, and I just thought I was going to do a motivational talk, and I got there and it wasn't. It was this big fucking university conference.
Right.
And there was all these doctors and scientists and everything there. And the title of it was Able-Bodied, Disabled, Do We Need a Paralympic Games?
Right.
And this doctor had done like 7 years of research, and he'd come to the conclusion that actually people with, those like the blades, the running blades, like the fake legs.
Yeah.
He said people running with them actually had an advantage over able-bodied athletes. And they said to me, when do you want to go on? I was like, I'll go on at the end. I thought to myself, this is before my comedy days, everything. I thought, at least if I listen to them first, I've got time to think of an argument. And they're going on, and there's so much education in this room, and I'm in over my head. I thought all I thought I was doing was a 20-minute fucking look how good disabled people are, and I've got a debate with scientists.
Yeah.
And I'm shitting myself. And then they called me up, didn't they? I'm like, oh, fucking hell, what do I do here? So I said to this guy, and he'd done all these like PowerPoints and everything. And I said to him, so the people that you've compared against, said you've got the top Paralympic athletes. I went, who have you compared them to? And he said, the German C team. I went, you need to do your research all again then, mate.
The German C team.
And compare them to the absolute top level of Olympic, because that's the direct comparison. Mate, the room went up. That's really all I had to say. Everyone started debating, kicking off. I was like, fucking smashed it.
Yeah, you're like, fuck you. They're only titles, what you've got. You know what I mean?
Shove your PhD up your fucking arse.
Brilliant. Love it.
Yeah, but anyway, we've gone proper off topic already now.
Yeah.
Tell them who you are, man. Well, I think they've guessed you're an impressionist.
Yeah, I'm an impressionist. Comedian impressionist. I
didn't know that.
No, I'm a builder, but I just happen to be able to do a few voices. You know what I mean? Do you know what? Do you ever get that, right? So I do quite a lot of corporates now, and I'll turn up at them and they'll go, by the way, mate, right, you see him there, right, take the piss out of him.
Yeah.
So we were playing football once, and he turned around and I'm going to stop you there, mate. You seriously fucking think I've turned up here with no jokes? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you seriously
make this
think
up on the fly.
Yeah. They went, do you know what? There's a bloke out there painting a fence. Fuck it, get him in and just tell him to get up and do some stories about all of us. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Mate, it's a nightmare. And also what I get is when you get off stage and they say, oh, I've got one for you can use next time.
Yeah.
I can't use it.
I can't use what you've just told me,
I can't
mate.
use your racist third-hand joke. I
could maybe send me mate in a WhatsApp group. You know what I mean?
Don't get me wrong, mate. That mean it's going in the group, but like I don't. People just don't understand comedy. Like, because if I go and use someone else's joke, I ain't getting booked to get.
Exactly. Absolutely. Absolutely.
There's a guy that did that Dutch band competition. I'm not going to say his name.
Dutch band competition.
Don't get me started on that Dutch band competition.
What's that Dutch band competition?
Ricky Gervais.
Yeah, Ricky Gervais. Yeah. Basically, his vodka company, Dutch Barn, they did this competition. You go on, do however many minutes, and then the winner of it, eventually, after all the heats, does tour support for him at Wembley and gets $5,000.
Yeah, it was like a cross-the-country competition.
Okay.
Ricky entered it.
Don't get me fucking started on that competition.
But no, what I was going to say is the guy that won it in... I don't want to say that, but the guy that was in Nottingham, he got through, but every joke that he had was stolen.
Wasn't his.
Was it a Delaney joke or something?
No, they were all like meme jokes. From
really?
I've got a great story about Gary Delaney.
Go
on.
He's a fraud. You heard it here first.
I love Gary Delaney.
Danny said,
I think he's fantastic.
Delaney's a fraud.
Right? I love Gary. So I was doing...
His missus makes all his jokes.
So, right, I'd done an impression of Sarah. I was doing a gig for Spiky Mike and I'd done an impression of Sarah. And anyway... I actually can't do it as good because my voice is a bit fucked today. But anyway, I done it and it brought the out. It went down better than it normally would.
Okay.
And I'm thinking, fucking hell, that went well.
Right.
I've done that routine 11 times now, and that it gets a laugh.
It's normally a 7.
Yeah, it's normally a 7. This was like a fucking 11. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway. I came off and this guy went, you do know that's Gary Delaney's wife, don't you? And I had no idea.
Oh, no.
I mean, I should have done my research, really. Do you know what I mean?
Did you not know that?
No.
Well,
so I came off, right? And I went, hey, Gary, I said, I'm so sorry. I didn't realise that, you know. And he went, don't worry, mate, business is business, you know. So Gary went on after, and he went, it's great to be on the same bill as someone who takes the piss out of your wife. When actual fact, some men get off on another man doing their wife.
Brilliant.
Which I just thought was...
That's amazing.
You know.
That's quick, that.
No, he's just brilliant.
I mean, he is one of the best comedic minds in the game.
He's superb.
He's fantastic.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, a lot of comics use him for writing, don't they? Like, I think Manford uses him as well, you know.
I don't know. But
Manford's
I would imagine
brilliant
so.
as well. I love Manford.
Just done tour support for him.
Have you?
Yeah.
He's brilliant.
He was amazing.
Do you know what? He's got a lot of time for comics, Manford.
He was
lovely. And he never forgets his roots. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I love about Jason? That was just a crowbar.
That transition then was brilliant.
That was a crowbar to throw Jason in, wasn't it, really? You know, because he nods his head quite a lot. That's what I've noticed with Jason. And, you know, like he'd actually be devastated if he was an MMA fighter because he'd be the one who would start off in the early days. And then he'd be fucked because then he wouldn't be able to do the repeated headbutt on people. You know what I mean?
Love it.
So true.
It's so good. It's so good. So when you're...
Wait, was that improvised?
Do you know what, right? I've done that routine before, and I've done a gig with Jason on Zoom, and I was talking to a writer called Christine Rose, and she said to me, you need to finish on that thing as Jason. I went, yeah, but I don't really do it in me set. I've wrote a new bit saying that, you know, you should have... It's about, you know, the certain brands in supermarkets who just lie to us, you know. Like, you know, and you should have Jason Manford doing the advert and doing the voiceover for brands that are getting missold to us, you know.
Right.
For example, you know, soft scoop ice cream, you know. How many times, right, have you ever had some ice cream, right, and you've tried to get the ice cream out and the spoon just bends, you know.
Yeah.
The amount of times I've tried to get out soft scoop ice cream, honestly, if you go around our house, it looks like I've stolen Uri Geller's cutlery drawer, you know. So that's the little bit I do now.
I've just watched his recent show, obviously, because I've done the support for him.
Yeah.
And not only is the impression there brilliant, but the style in which you've said it and the way he says his jokes and constructs his jokes is brilliant.
Yeah.
So I'll get to that, but I'll tell you a quick story. So I don't know if you've actually seen my set. Have you seen me? I know we've worked together. But
nobody's seen
it, Ricky.
Literally
do you know what? Last time I worked with you, it was a gig at it was a gig for. We were literally sat there and we didn't want to go on because we were just having such a good time backstage, just taking the piss and having a laugh. And
I remember it, but I can't remember who it was
and
for.
There was me, you, Danny Deegan was on.
It was.
He's one of the loveliest men in comedy. Stevie Gray. Stevie Gray,
yeah.
Both there's two gone now.
It fucking pisses me off that I have to rely on something with no balance to balance. It fucking won't. They can fucking stay there.
This is a running joke.
I can do judo now, you know. No, but Stevie Gray, like, he's just one of the nicest men in comedy. Great guy as well, because there's a company called Pie Entertainments, Keir Eastwood, and she books all that, and she books Stevie a lot.
Him and it's her and Steve Medler, isn't it? Pie.
We book him a lot, book Stevie a lot because he's just great. People
Steve's
love him.
Great.
You know what I mean?
He's lovely guy as well. We'll get him on. Actually, he's a really nice guy.
That night was just fantastic, and I love Danny Deegan as well.
Deegan's great.
It's just, you know what? I love to try and wind him up a little bit, just so he can. Oh, tell you what, mate, fucking pisses me off, mate. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, here we go. You know what I mean? I just love how he should be. Oh, that guy should be up there. Do you know what I mean? He should be selling out fucking theatres, man. He's brilliant. I love him.
He's so good.
Yeah. So anyway, I'd done this gig with Jason, and I'd done, you know, the nodding thing, and people loved it, you know. And when he brought me off, because he's sharp as a knife. He brought me off and he went, "Ladies and gentlemen, Danny Posthill," and he just didn't move his head.
Brilliant, love that. So I did support for him. So my set is quite dark, you know, and I've got this bit in it about there's of course I've got a pedo joke. Of course I have, right?
Everyone's got a pedo joke.
Everyone's got a pedo joke. So I did my set as normal, but I don't know if you've done support for him. We sent this email first. And there's all the do's and don'ts because obviously he's got a certain fan base.
And his audience,
Yeah. So I wrote in. I got this email and I wrote into the person who books in. I was like, look, I know you've seen my set, but I've seen this. I'm not sure I'm the right person for this and I want to highlight it now before I get in trouble. It came back, I've seen your set, no, it's fine. Got into the green room, spoke to Jason, I said, look, I'm dark. He was like, no, he said, I've heard about this email, don't worry about it, my audience go for most things. I'm like, thank God for that.
Yeah.
Went on stage, had a good gig, as good as tour support gets. Do you know what I mean? They're not there to see me. I didn't roof it. I did okay. They were warmed up for him. But I did my paedophile joke. Got home, I got to the B&B, looked, and this woman who was in the audience had commented on the picture of me and Jason to tell the world that I was the worst comedian she's ever seen in her life, that I was disgusting, that paedophilia isn't funny. Which I agree that as a statement is true. It's not funny, but my joke is. I think my joke is funny. It's the way in which you do it.
It's the context of the joke. You can talk about any subject, I think.
100%.
As long as it's a well-written joke and a well-told joke.
Yeah. Which
I don't really care.
In my mind, it's obviously a satirical joke and my style is very satirical. Anyway, so she did that. Then she commented on another 2 photos of mine. Then she sent me a direct message on Instagram as well, telling me that I need to change my set. The irony of this is that Jason's first routine, I don't want to give it away, but it's about surnames and how he can never trust a Dickinson. Do you know what would really help us grow? Is if you could subscribe to the channel and like the videos. It'll cost you nothing and it really helps the podcast to grow.
What was the second nit? Right, okay.
So, do you know what I mean? So the joke... the subject matter was the same, but she fucking loved that one, I bet.
Yeah.
But just hated me.
The hypocrisy stinks, right?
Yeah.
I mean...
But what she then went on to say is, because I've got this bit where I get them to guess what sport I used to do, and someone shouted pole vault or something like that, which they always do. I'm used to it's a deliberate setup to give them a cheap shot. She then sort of caveated her argument that I shouldn't be joking about this and then suggested to me that I should do more jokes like what the audience said to me about the pole vault. And I thought, you know what, fuck you. You're not happy for me to joke about that.
But then you want to tell me what to do.
And also joke about disability. I understand that it's different, but it's still dark. And I thought, fuck off.
Yeah, the hypocrisy stinks. It's unbelievable. I mean, I was on a cruise and I was on Fred Olsen. Now, they're a slightly older audience, the clientele, you know. So you've got to reel it in a little bit, be a bit more gentle with them. So I'd done my first show and it was brilliant, roofed it, you know what I mean? I thought, lovely. So anyway, I'm going back to my cabin for a nice glass of wine.
It's like when you do a double in it and you smash the first gig, you go to the second.
You do. So you're doing 2 45. So you do your first 45, then there's an hour break for the second sitting. And that's your later show. Yeah. Later shows are generally you can get away with a little bit more, you know? Yeah. So I've done my first show, had a really good gig. So I'm going down the stairs, literally 1 deck down to get to my cabin. Yeah. And as I'm walking to my cabin, I see this old man and he's leaning against and he's like, and I'm thinking, shit, like I haven't done first aid since I was 15, which is, I mean, you work it out, come on, do you know what I mean? A long time ago, right? I mean, I don't want to send it to Diane. Okay, so the length of time I've done first aid was, right? So anyway... I'm thinking, shit.
Fucking good at it.
This poor bloke, he could be... I've never had anyone die in front of me before, like, apart from a couple of comics who I've worked with, you know what I mean?
I was going to say, I've seen some stage deaths, mate. I've seen some stage deaths.
So, I'm like, mate, are you all right? He went, oh, I'm all right, son. I just need me... I've got me angina. I just need me pump for me angina. I said, well, what cabin are you in? I said, I'll run to your cabin. I said, I'll get you a pump. I said, now give it to you. And, oh no, son, I don't trust anyone to go into my cabin. I'm thinking, fucking hell. I mean, I'm not being funny, but beggars can't be choosers, especially at this particular moment in your life, right?
Come on, mate.
So anyway, I said, well, do you want me to...
Sorry, as if you've seen that as an opportunity to rob someone.
To rob someone, yeah.
You must be a really fucking bad person.
Who does he think they're going to let on a cruise ship?
Where are you going to go?
Spent $3,000 plus on the off chance they see someone have a heart attack so they can rob
if I did rob him, by the time, he wouldn't have been able to tell anyone anyway. Do you know what I mean? Because I mean, do you know on ships sometimes there's a saying that if they start giving ice creams out for free, it means that the morgue's full and they have to use the freezers. True story. So you're like, oh shit, you know what I mean? There's a lot of So, and this bloke was getting on, and I thought, shit. So I said, well, do you want me to walk with you, mate? He went, yeah, son, just walk. My cabin's only there. So I'm like, right, okay. So I'm walking along with him. I said, oh, wait, mate, you can do it. It's like I'm giving him a motivational speech to stay alive, right? So I'm going along, and he's like, oh. I said, which one is it? He went, this one. I said, do you want me to open your cabin for you? He went, yes. I opened his cabin for him. He went in.
This is great.
I said, which pump is it? Just that. I thought, fuck, don't die on me now, right?
We're so close.
Yeah, we're close here, right?
We're close.
He went, just that one up there. So anyway, I gave him his pump, and he went, oh. You know when you see someone, they're on their break at work and they're just bussing for a vape or a fag. You know
that
what I mean?
Relief.
Yeah, and they've just went, oh, thank you, son, thank you. I said, no worries, mate. I said, I'm glad to be of help. And I'm just about to walk away.
Oh, no,
Excuse me.
I know what's coming, yeah.
Excuse me, are you the comedian that was just on there? I went, I am, yeah. He went, truly awful.
No way. That's terrible.
Apologies for saving your life.
Yeah, amazing. Right. Amazing.
Just
the irony is, the irony
pretend
is,
you liked it. He just saved your life.
Yeah.
Like you haven't died, and he nearly did.
Exactly.
And he's got the audacity.
Exactly.
That's fucking brilliant.
Cruises can be funny though. I mean,
they won't trust me on a cruise ship.
The Americans are great. They're the best at. They just. I do 20 minutes material in 40.
Yeah,
you
great.
know?
Love that.
It's brilliant.
I've heard that about American audiences.
I just sort of let it ride, you know. And I remember I was doing one gig and this couple walks in late, and I said, "Are you mate? You all right?" And the woman behind, who I assumed was his wife, she goes, "How dare you? How dare you make fun of my husband?" I went, "I only said hello to him." I said, "Anyway, what's your name?" She said, "Karen." I went, "I rest my case."
There you go.
You know what I mean? You just think,
wow.
Yeah. Is that?
And then they walked out.
Is it the same joke, Karen? Does that work in America?
It does.
Is that
well,
the same?
I think it was invented in America.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, was it? I don't know.
The original Karen is American.
You've got to paraphrase stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's about paraphrasing.
So,
and like...
Sorry, I just want to, because this is funny. So, like, about paraphrasing and getting shit mixed up in America. I was in America for a year living out there. And at the time, I smoked. And I was opening stores. My job was to open CEX stores in America because we were spreading out to America. And...
Flying.
Yeah. Actually, the store that I opened was the best one in America. It was the #1 store. But I'd always ask people for a fag or a cigarette. I'd always say a fag.
Yeah.
But my lingo, I'm northern.
Yeah.
So it was always like, I'd go to like guys that are smoking and be like, "Oh mate, can I bum a fag?
Can I bum a fag? Yeah.
Can I bum a fag?" And I'd get the worst fucking stares of my life.
Yeah.
One guy who's as tall as me, I'm 6'4", this guy's 6'5".
Yeah.
I went up to him and I was like, "Yo mate, can I bum a fag? I've got none left." And he looked at me and he fucking just squared up to me. I was like, whoa, what's going on?
Yeah.
And he was like, are you fucking... I was like, whoa.
Yeah, and it just makes you think to yourself, you know, excuse me, can I have a cigarette? They just assume that because you're
Gotta
English.
change it,
Yeah, exactly,
The amount of times people asked me to say Harry Potter, though.
Oh, I bet.
It was insane. It was like, can you say Harry Potter? I was like, Harry Potter. And then they'd be like, oh, that's amazing.
Fuck off. But going back to that, like people coming up to you after gigs, I get it a lot because obviously I use the word spastic and I go quite dark and hard about disability jokes. And I get one of a few reactions. If people have got like kids who are disabled or stuff like that, generally they absolutely love it.
Yeah.
If they've got no links to disability or they hate it.
Yeah.
They get defended. Offended.
It's like the old thing, isn't it? The people getting offended on behalf of somebody else.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, I remember I'd done years ago, I was doing a Thompson Gold hotel and I'd done a joke about...
I mean, it sounds awful already, mate.
Yeah. I'd done a joke about someone having a stutter. I can't remember what the joke was. And this woman comes up to me. She said, "You offended me tonight." I said, "Okay." I said, "Well, I initially didn't come here to offend you." I said, "What did I say?" She said, "You don't do jokes about someone who has a stutter." I said, "Look, I've done jokes about everything tonight." I said, "So I'm not going to single one particular joke out and take it out of my act, because then someone might get offended by another joke, and then before you know it, you've got no material left, right?" So anyway, she's on and on and on at me, right? You don't do jokes about people who have a stutter. I said, "Look, you're invading my personal space now." I said, "Look, why have you got such a problem about me doing a joke about someone who has a stutter?" She said, "Because my son has got a stutter." And I just couldn't help it. I said, "Well, just as well he didn't complain. We'd be here all fucking night, wouldn't we?" Right? So, anyway,
but that went down well.
Well, I thought, shit, so I've gone back to the hotel where I was staying at, and I was coming back because I was going for a drink with a girl from the hotel that was working there. I was single at the time. Right. And anyway, as I was walking back into the hotel, the reception guy goes, "Are you the comedian?" I went, "Oh, shit, yeah." Because I just knew there'd be a complaint. I said, "Why?" He said, "Everyone's just been saying how much they enjoyed the show." I said, "All right." I says, "Well, this woman come over," and before I even said, he went, "Them." He went, "What happened?" I told him the story. He went, "Can I tell you something?" He went, "She hasn't even got a son." She hasn't even got a son. He said, "They come here every year and they complain about stuff and they try and get something for free."
Fucking dicks.
And I just thought, like, it was when I was starting out as well. And I thought they could have ruined.
They could have stopped.
I mean, I had a lot of gigs in as well in that particular year, and they could have like robbed my livelihood.
That's
just
terrible.
Because of her telling lies about being offended about something.
That's bad. I mean, that's bad just because they're lying. But what pisses me off as well is if, let's say they've been laughing through all the other stuff, like they're happy to joke about the race jokes. I mean, not racist, but race jokes, sexuality jokes, all this stuff. But then they've got a problem with the stutter joke. Just keep quiet.
Yeah, exactly.
You haven't got the right to laugh about everything else that doesn't affect you and be offended at the one thing that
Exactly.
might.
I mean, there's comedians who do certain material, and I go, it didn't particularly make me laugh. I didn't particularly like it, but then I go, well, it's not for me. I wouldn't choose 100%. To do that kind of material. But sometimes I watch it and I go, fuck me, that was brilliant. How clever he was to do that kind of stuff.
How he's got from there to there.
Exactly.
And twisted. Yeah, it's great.
Like Ricky Gervais, Jim Jeffries, people like that. I wouldn't really choose to do that kind of material, which is probably the reason they're more successful than I am. But they do it so well,
Brilliant.
and they've got a personality that can carry it off.
And they double down on it.
Of course they do.
You've got it.
And they basically just say, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I think people won't go... They won't say anything if you just say you don't give a fuck, you know? And that's the beauty of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's what Jimmy Carr says, isn't it?
Yeah.
Jimmy Carr literally says that if it's a joke. If you can't joke about it, then...
Well, that's
I was just going to quote him because Jimmy said that if you hear a joke and you think it's funny, you're right. If you hear a joke and you don't think it's funny, you're right. And it's like, you've got every right to be upset about a particular subject matter, but if you're going to laugh about everything else, just fucking sit there and take it. Like,
absolutely.
You're allowed to not enjoy something. I get it. I'm not everyone's cup of tea. You're not everyone's cup of tea. No comedian is going to appease every member of the public.
That's one thing I've always thought. And I remember I was talking to someone the other week and they were like, oh, I couldn't stand that Bob Monkhouse. And do you know a clip of his come up on my TikTok last night? He was superb.
Oh, he's brilliant.
Very well written material. Just very, very clever stuff, you know?
Very ahead of his time,
and
really.
I'm sat watching it going, it's like there's some comics who I go, how can you not like Michael McIntyre? I just think he's brilliant.
Yeah.
You know when they say he could go on and read the phone book? Like Michael McIntyre could walk on at Wembley Arena.
Yeah.
Hello, right, okay, ladies and gentlemen, Mark Smith, 077 154 09876, you know, and it just sounds funny. There's no material, but not only that, he's got brilliant material.
Great material.
As well.
I was speaking to.
Do you know the people who say? Sorry, do you know the people who say shit? Open spots.
Yeah, the people who want to be wary. Yeah.
Yeah, I've just seen you 10 minutes, mate. I think you shouldn't really criticise someone who sells out arenas.
Yeah, 100%. I was speaking to Simon Wozniak because he works.
He's a good actor.
I love Simon. He's great. Really nice guy as well. We'll get him on here at some point. But I was talking to him and he saw McIntyre. He was getting ready for a tour show and he said he was closing the Glee the weekend he was on or something, and he did half an hour about whatever subject matter it was. When he then watched the show, it was about 30 seconds.
Really?
He condensed it to be that punchy and that sort of condensed that he got all the laughs into 30, 40 seconds that he closed the Glee with on a whole set. That's how much he writes and tweaks and pulls into his show.
It just shows how hard he works as well. I mean, people can be naturally good, I get that, but then there's also a work ethic too. Yeah. And sometimes I watch someone like him and I go, oh my God, I'm such a lazy bastard.
Like he's written there 30 minutes that in effect has worked out to be less than a minute of an hour to an hour and a half show.
Whereas with me, I'd just go, oh, fuck, I've got half an hour there, lovely. Yeah. There we go, that's in the tour.
The show's next week. Fuck, where's my pen? Like, oh, real? Yeah, these guys are great.
This is it, though. Like, since working with Ricky and, like, my missus, who's just started getting into stand-up this year, seeing like comedians like work their craft and like structure their sets and come up with like the whole storytelling and everything, I think it's genius.
Yeah.
But it's like for me, it's given me a massive appreciation for comedians that I never used to like. Like I used to be like, oh, that's not my sense of humour. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
But I've never criticised them, but like they shouldn't be joking about it. But I've gone back and I've watched them now, and I've been like, oh fuck, that's a really good transition and how they've told that story.
What comedy has done for me, because I used to watch comedy and laugh and find it funny, I've kind of lost that now. I'm a comedian.
Yeah.
But I watch it and I think that was great. That's how I now enjoy comedy.
I don't really. I mean, the one comedian who will always make me laugh is Billy Connolly. You know.
Right. Okay.
I love Billy.
Yeah.
But you know, sometimes I very rarely watch comedy now.
Yeah.
It's weird. I mean, I've done an impression. The most recent impression I've been doing is Ed Gein.
Right, yeah.
Ed Gein, you know, because have you seen that Monsters?
No.
On Netflix?
No, but you voice noted me about it. I want to see it. Yeah.
Mother.
I need to see it.
She tells me not to fornicate, mother. And it's like...
I've seen the adverts, because it's isn't it the guy who was in that biker thing?
Oh, shit.
What's his name? Charlie... What's his name? The actor he was in...
Charlie... He was in Sons of Anarchy.
He was in Sons of Anarchy when he the biker thing. Hume... Something like that.
I'll bring it up for you.
Well, anyway, I don't know videos.
That screen ain't working.
I don't know videos Trump saying how much he loved.
No.
Oh, I've been writing messages to you.
Oh, have you? No.
Hold on a second, boys.
Right, hang on. So what Mikey should have done is set this screen up all along so he can send me secret messages. And he fucking let me down because we rely on this screen as well.
Right.
I forgot to tell you. This is going in. This is going in. We don't edit out.
I love how Mikey's your Jamie, isn't it?
Yeah, he's my Jamie.
Bring it up, Jamie. Yeah. Bring it up, Jamie.
What I should have told you.
Bring it up, Jamie.
What I should have told you.
Do Joe Rogan. I'm going to soundbite.
Do you know what, right? Bring it up, Jamie. I remember.
What I should have told you, is when you see the word cunt on there, that's my signal from Mikey to start rapping.
That's the guy who plays him.
Yeah, Charlie
Hunman. He is super.
He's great.
He's amazing.
I've seen the clips.
I've got the biggest
and
man
he's got
crush on him.
He is like...
The thing is, what's put me off watching this is that I've read about it and they've put a load of stuff into the story that isn't true.
Yeah, because I watched a documentary on it after.
Yeah. I've seen and like the sexual relationship he had with someone didn't happen.
No.
There's no evidence that he ate them.
He didn't have sex with a woman in the shop.
That's it, yeah. There's a load of things, and I just think...
That's America written all over. He didn't have sex with a woman in the gun store.
Yeah,
you know?
But I remember the series that was on before, from the makers that did it before about the other serial killer, the Dharma one. That was as factually correct as they could have got it, wasn't it? Whereas this, I'm still going to watch it, but that's what's delayed me watching it.
My ex-girlfriend used to do impressions of Jeffrey Dahmer to her whilst we were having sex. Right?
Really?
I've done it once, never again. Yeah. It's probably the reason she's now my ex.
Right, okay.
But can you imagine if I was doing Ed Gein to her while we were, you know...
Sorry, she did impressions of Dahmer to you?
No, I did an impression of once
of
what's he called?
Was it like...
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Was it like reaching climax kind of like...
No. It was just like as we were kissing and cuddling.
Right. Yeah. I mean...
like whispering in her ear.
Yeah.
Ooh,
and she was like, just fucking get off me. I was like, it was a joke, all right? But can you imagine doing it as Ed Gein? It would be even more creepier.
Mother
told me not to fornicate.
Oh, mate, that's creepy.
So that is freaky.
That is fucking creepy.
That's really good.
Well, I'd done a video it was yesterday. I was doing a press launch for a panto, and they want me to play the Magic Mirror as Trump, and I'd done a video as Trump, right, saying how much he loved Monsters. And you know, I gotta say, it's a great show. What a fantastic show. One of the greatest shows, in fact. And
I thought you'd have a good Trump.
I love the way that he says mother, and I love the way he says fornicate, and I love the way that he dresses up in ladies' underwear and masturbates. But you know, if Melania caught me doing that, she'd go absolutely crazy, you know. Can you imagine that? She'd go absolutely crazy. And but I can imagine there's a lot of people would you know, they may actually say, well, actually, I'd love my husband to do that. They go away, they'd go to Ann Summers and say, put that on. How good would that be? That'd be fantastic. That would be huge.
Yeah. Love it.
Trump's great to do because he's more growly as he's got older. Trump. You know.
It's all that bleach he was drinking.
Fucking hell.
You know, he's got the growl thing going on, and then he's got this sort of softer voice too. You know, when he does the podcast, he was on Theo Von's, wasn't he, as well?
Yeah, that was such a good episode.
His whole like run up to the presidency.
He done it. But, well, do you know,
fucking doing the podcast was such a good idea.
Well, Barron told him to do it, didn't he? His son.
Yeah.
Say what you want about him. He fucking knows the public.
He does, yeah.
Really does.
It was genius.
He has for the last 45 years.
I
mean, out of anyone doing a political rally, selling out a stadium, and finishing with YMCA. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Fucking.
You know, they say that I'm a homophobe, but I had the Village People playing at my inauguration. You know.
That's brilliant. Are you showing me the cunt sign?
No, not yet.
Oh, right, okay.
Sorry, not yet.
No, it's all right. I just saw a cunt on the screen.
Yeah,
so
I'm getting ready to press it.
I just can't stop looking at him and thinking, mother.
So how do you, like...
That sounds
what do you
good.
When you're gonna sort of start an impression of someone new? Let's say you're gonna do an impression of me. What's the talk me through the process of that? I mean, obviously it's the voice, it's the accent, but you tell me.
It all depends. A lot of characters just come at me.
If you say you'd look at me and just walk like a penguin, I will fucking slap you. They used to call me Pingu at school.
Did they? Really?
Yeah. But actually, I look back, I think that's quite a good fucking...
Yeah, good analogy.
It's a good heckle.
Yeah.
It's a good heckle, yeah. Sorry, carry on, mate.
But yeah, a lot of the times with me is I don't sit and break it down really a lot of the time.
Right.
I just watch people. Like Alistair McGowan, Culshaw, Bremner, they'll break it down and they'll go through they do this and they do... But with me, I don't know, I just watch them and then I'll go, I don't know, I analyse it, but I don't do the explanation of analysing it all. You know, I'll just watch them and I just take it all in.
Just take it all in.
And then I just, it comes out in bits with me.
Okay.
You know, like I'll get one, I think a lot of the time it's getting the hook.
Right.
You know, well, with I can't believe I'm bringing Ed Gein back into it, but mother, I mean, that's the hook.
Yeah.
Get that word, mother's a cunt.
Right.
It's very rare I use that word, actually.
You just saw it on the screen, didn't you? Thought, I'm going to throw it in. So on that note, we're going to have a quick break, and you know what? We've actually got a sponsor.
Have you?
We've got a sponsor.
Go on.
We've got it's Triple C. They're they like to do collectibles like Pokemon cards and stuff.
All right.
So we're going to go to an advert from them right now.
Lovely stuff.
Cool. If you're into Pokemon, Warhammer, Yu-Gi-Oh, Dungeons and Dragons, or anything like that, get yourself down to Triple C in Siston, Leicester, where they can take care of all of your needs. They're also a CGC specialist, so if you find any comics or cards knocking around in your grand's attic, get them over there, get them graded, and you never know, you might be sat on a fortune. If you're listening to this podcast, you get 10% discount on all of the CGC products using code UnstableCGC10, and they'll give you 20% off all of the Warhammer products using discount code Unstable20. Thanks very much. Back to the pod. Welcome back to part 2 of the Unstable podcast with me, Ricky Balshaw. Danny is still fucking here.
I'm still here.
I don't know why. I'd have fucked off if I was him. Thanks for sticking around, mate. I don't know where we were. Oh, you were telling me about how you sort of start your impression of sort of like where it comes from, but you said you just watch people.
You just watch people. It's just you get the hook, and then once you got the hook, you can sort of then elaborate on them. You know.
Okay, so how would you go about doing an impression of me?
Well, first of all, you've got to get the Midlands accent. Yeah. You know, so it depends where you're from in the Midlands too. Yeah. Like, you know, and I'd sort of, I don't know really. It's sort of, I've done it.
Wait, what's your thing that you say? What is it?
Well, I don't know what you're on about.
When you ask what's up.
Oh, what you're saying?
What you're saying.
What you're saying. What you're saying.
Yeah.
So there you go, there's the hook.
Yeah, that's my hook. Yeah.
So what you're saying, and you say quite quick as well. Yeah, you know.
Saying, yeah.
So what we're saying. So and then I'll just elaborate from there, you know.
Yeah.
It's like when you do Jordan Peterson, it's like, well, you know, it's sort of, you know, well, man, that's, you know, it's got the well thing before he starts talking, you know.
Yeah.
So there's them little sort of, I don't know, and sometimes there's little twitches as well when you see people. It's like with Joe.
If you're doing me, everything would be a twitch, wouldn't it?
Well, with Joe Biden, it's like, hey, come on, man. You know, it's like that.
Yeah.
But I can't do the younger Joe. I can do the older Joe.
Right. Okay.
You know, because you're just sort of doing a sort of an old man. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really weird just pointing out who in mannerisms. Well, Michael McIntyre is the head. With Jimmy Carr's the face.
I've seen you do that impression before. It's brilliant.
And obviously Alan, I think with Alan, he looks like he's going to throw up, doesn't he? You know, and it's getting the depth right as well, you know, which you know all about.
I love that mannerism. I don't do that in real life. But you know when I'm like
that,
but when I'm
sorry, they can't see you. So,
when I'm putting my hand on my chest,
a lot of gay guys who I know do that. The open mouth.
It's so camp, and I know people.
I do that really well as well.
That's really good. But too good.
But that's something that I've started to try and bring in because I think it makes you very open and a little bit more flamboyant. Do you know what I mean? And people it just shows you a little bit softer.
Yeah, but why would you want to sort of open? Why would you want to mislead people that
because
you're more
I'm
effeminate?
6'4".
Oh, I see.
And I become,
and you don't want to become intimidating.
Exactly. And I can go to intimidating so much faster. And as soon as I bring my hand to my chest.
So when you ask someone if you can bum a fag, you do this after, and then it's fine.
And then I get taken around the corner.
For you know what?
I've got a question for you.
Go on.
What was like the first time you did an impression that you knew you could do really well? Do you know what I mean? Like,
I've got to say the first one was John Motson because I used to watch FIFA all the time and absolutely phenomenal. And I just used to literally just copy off what they'd said on FIFA, you know. And then I'd be watching
the game, playing.
Just playing on the PlayStation.
Oh, I love that.
And that's cool. That's how I sort of got that voice. And then of course after that it was Beckham. You know, he was one of the my favourites. And then Steve Irwin too, mate. Woohoo! Danger, danger, danger. I mean that was the hook for him. You know, I mean I was devastated when he died.
Wait, you've got to say crocodile when you do Steve Irwin.
Oh mate, he's one of the most amazing crooks. As you can see, I'm going to jump on his back because you know, oh no, this bugger's not going to kill me. Woo, he just gets. Get excited over you know. Now we get excited over alcohol and sweets and
drugs.
Dude, let's talk about fucking weed, man. Talking to Joe Rogan now, brother. But it's but he got excited over, and you know what I loved about him as well is all his money went into wildlife and conservation.
He was such a good bloke, and it's like you say, he would get like genuinely childlike excitement.
He would
over a fucking fly.
And do you know when sometimes, right?
It was beautiful to watch. It was a lovely thing to see.
And it's like, you know, when you sit there and you moan about stuff in your life and then you watch somebody like Steve Irwin and you go, he's excited to be around animals. You know?
And he genuinely was. He loved it. Yeah.
And it's like, you know, when people say, you know, I'd rather trust dogs than a human.
It's fucking right.
I suppose it's the same, you know.
Yeah.
I love dogs. Dogs are class. They're just, you know, dogs will just come up to you. They'll run at you. They'll throw a ball. It'll bring it back. Yeah. Cats are like,
mate, don't get me started on cats.
I don't know. There's something about cats.
You fucking opened a box now. I'm really raging about something.
However, I've got friends Tori and Dave. They're in a duo, and they've got a lovely little cat Timmy, and he's lovely. But generally, as a rule, cats are. Well, cats are a bit like women, though, aren't they? They've got to get to know you before they open up to you.
So, my girlfriend, she moved in earlier in the year, and she brought with her this little staffy. Lovely little dog. She's great, Lily. I love her to bits. She's great. But my missus wanted a cat, and it was a birthday a short while back, so I bought her this cat. I fucking hate this cat.
Do ya?
It's ruined my life.
Has it?
I fucking hate this cat. It nicked a poppadom off me last night.
I think the slimy cats.
They're sly, and I can't.
I've got two cats.
With Lily,
I love cats.
I don't give a shit, mate. You're wrong. So with Lily, the dog, if she does something wrong, you tell her off, and just the vocal is enough. Get in bed. She's like, if I tell this cat, fuck or shout, it doesn't give a fuck, mate. Doesn't give a fuck.
But I suppose it's like, when I say about dogs, they'll just come up to you. You've got two cats. I wouldn't have had no idea. I know you've got a dog though, because your dog comes straight up at me. Do you know what I mean? And I loved it. You know,
it was
great.
I hate cats.
Cats are really. It's because you're stroking them wrong.
It would be my fucking fault, wouldn't it? Of course, it is my fault.
Do you know where to stroke a cat?
I don't want to.
Under its chin.
Oh no, I
really?
do that.
Or on the side of its head.
I always
do that with this cat.
They hate it.
Oh, do they?
They hate it.
No, I do that with this cat.
See, that's where I was going wrong
as well.
Yeah, so it turns out I've been accidentally doing it brilliant. Like I've been straight under its chin, round shit, and she's loved it. But you just can't discipline a cat.
No, you can't.
I cannot discipline this cat.
My cat's and I
don't want to
sitting on my shoulders. Both of them together.
I don't want to beat a cat up. Do you know what I mean?
I remember,
I don't want to, but it's fucking getting close.
I was staying at a friend's house, and
I hate this cat.
I was laying on the couch, and he's got 2 cats, right?
Right.
And they had a fight in the middle of the night. Well, you can imagine you're asleep.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ, I'd shit myself.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know, there's something vicious, and they can't half bloody the claw you, don't they? Well,
that's
you
the
look.
thing.
You look at the whole. You know, the you start with little cats, and then it goes up to bloody lions and tigers, and that. You're like, stay away from me.
If there is a cat that you like, if you stroke it and it likes you, it digs its claws in. You lose. You stroke it and it doesn't like you, it swipes you. You lose. It's a fucking lose-lose animal.
Yeah.
There's no benefit of a cat.
I mean, I'm not a huge
fan. Who the fuck? Sorry, I'm on one now. Who the fuck? Like, dogs came from wolves and they bred them into these lovely little fucking things. Who took a lion or a tiger and bred it into this little cunt that just fucks me off? Who did it? Who did it?
Tell you what, give me another animal that he doesn't like. Go on.
No, I'm an animal. I like animals. But fuck it. Snakes, fine.
Do you know what?
Snakes,
fine. I love snakes.
Oh, I'm terrified of snakes.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrified.
But sorry, I'm still on cats. Right? I'm fucking on. Did that happen? Is that how cats, like domestic cats, came to be? Did they just like breed?
It was the Egyptians that
fucking Egyptians can suck my dick.
Isn't it so funny, right? How like we were just talking about how much Steve Irwin loves animals, and then it's just gone from that to this.
I'm really angry about a cat. It got its head stuck in a fucking Frazzles packet this morning. I've never been so happy just to see something pissed off. Honestly, I can't fucking tell you how much I hate this cat.
My cats wake me up at night fighting every single night.
Do they?
Yeah, they fucking. It's like it's always at 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock in the morning, they always decide to have a little fight.
Yeah.
I've never been a fan of cats. I'll tell you, I say funny, it's actually a fucking horrible story.
Go on.
So years ago, I must have been 18, 19, I was seeing this girl. And I was driving away from my house at like fucking 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, whatever it was, down these country lanes.
And you ran over a cat and you were delighted.
It's worse than that. It's fucking worse. All of a sudden I heard, oh fuck, I've got a flat tyre. Because I was a boy racer, I had these big fucking alloys on my car.
Yeah.
I got to take my car and I'm looking around the driver's side, nothing. Go around to the passenger side. What had happened, this cat had ran into the side of my car, but its head had gone into the alloy wheel.
Oh!
Yeah.
Mate, that is awful.
Yeah. So the thudding I could hear, I was like, oh shit. As you can imagine, it was dead, right? I was like, oh no, I'll never forget. It didn't have any air and it had a red collar on, and I thought, well, it's either one of those hairless ones or I've really fucking hurt it.
Wait, I need to tell this story to mother.
It's like...
Say that again. It was a naked cat.
It had no fur. You know those
no fur, yeah, so a naked cat.
And it had a red collar on.
And then collar, right. You know what I thought in my head then? Like
red collar?
It had a red collar, as in like not a collar.
A collar, as in round
animals
Dude,
wear.
that's fucked up.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like a dicky bow tie.
Oh no.
I imagine this cat.
Yeah, I just envision what the... Bring it up, Jamie. Bring it up, Jamie.
Yeah. So anyway, so I got that, and I'm at this point where this.
We need to see what it looks like.
I'm at the point where this cat is stuck in my alloy wheel. I'm like, oh no. So I phoned this girl. I'm not going to mention her name. I was like, I think I've killed a cat. Have you got a cat? She said no. I went, oh, thank fuck for that. And I said, I've killed it. And she went, oh, is it got any fur? I went, nah. She went, oh shit, has it got a red collar? I went, yeah. She went, shit, it's next door's show cat. It's worth about 12 grand. I was like, oh no.
Is it one of them?
Yeah.
Fuck me, you killed a cat that was probably worth more than your car.
I went, what? Yo, easily. I was like, what do I do? She went, put it in the bush. I was like, all right. So I had to get this thing, because legally you haven't got to stop for a cat. I didn't break the law. Out of there.
Well, we'll soon find out once this video goes out, won't we?
Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah, no, I killed it.
How long ago was this?
Oh, the statute of limitations has gone, mate.
No, but how long ago was this?
I would have been 18, 19. I'm 39 next week, so yeah.
Okay. It's over a decade
20
ago.
odd years
Funny
ago.
enough, your dog's just got out there and it's looking through the glass. It's missed me, you see. You know what I mean?
Nah, he's lovely.
Maybe this cat tormenting me now is the cat I killed reincarnated coming to get its revenge.
Basically,
yeah. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Karma's a bitch, innit?
Yeah, it is.
You should have called your cat Karma.
Should have done. I hate cats. Anyway, sorry, I went off on one then, didn't I? There was
we were talking about Steve Irwin.
And how much he loves animals.
Yeah, but there's no one out like him anymore, is there?
No.
There's no one like Steve Irwin anymore.
His son has continued the work.
His son's the double of him, actually, and his daughter Bindi. Fuck me, I know his whole family. I've got Steve Irwin's family tree coming out, mate. You know,
you are the fan club.
Is that something you have to do though for like your impressions and stuff? Do you have to do that research.
It's nice if you know a lot about them. It's good because then you can do material.
I imagine the material then writes itself. Yeah,
it's like when I done that thing with Manford earlier on. You've got to have watched at least one of his stand-ups to see, his style of how he talks and how he delivers his stuff. In order to do an impression of him.
And the impression's brilliant. Look, you've nailed it.
Yeah, and by the way, can you imagine if he loves cats, right? I'll tell you what, what would he say?
If he loved cats, I'd have done more Paedo jokes in that thing to piss off more of his audience.
Especially the Dickinson people.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
But you've just got to get to know them, and then, but it's weird because some people are just so niche, and I think a lot of the people who I do are like my best friends who I sit in the pub with, and like after a few pints, they're like, oh, give us a bit of Brallo or whatever. Like one of my best mates, Brallo, he's probably the best impression that I do, but no one knows him apart from the people in the pub,
Of course,
Yeah, but that's quite nice because it's something I don't do in my act, and it's
something
like
you can just do for you and your mates and your family.
He comes in the pub and he does Trump showing off. It's not that. It's like it's relevant to all of us, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Which makes it more interesting.
Yeah.
Do you ever use that voice on stage as like a in between joke or anything like that?
What, like a voice as in one of my friends who I'd be? Yeah. Well, there's a lad, right, and he talks like this, like his proper Artie Paul Chavy voice, right?
Right.
And he loves his drugs and stuff, right?
Okay,
loves his gear.
Yeah.
And there was these like you could see these people were outside the pub high.
Yeah.
And he turned out to me and he went, "Hey, John, look at them over there. Look at them smackheads over there." I went, "Yeah." I said, "You can't call anyone." He went, "Yeah, I'm not being," and he just stopped me in his tracks. He went, "Yeah, I'm not being funny, mate. I work fucking hard for my drugs." I thought, oh, well, that's all right then.
Oh, yeah, fair. Yeah.
Anyway, I'm just going to the toilet.
He's got morals. He knows who he is. He knows who he is. He stands by it.
If you work hard, do what you want. You know what I
mean? 100%. 100%. Couldn't agree more. Right, I'm going to change the topic completely.
Go on.
And speak about BGT.
Go on.
Because obviously that's how I was first introduced to you, and that was way before I was a comic myself. Saw you on BGT. At what point of your career did you do that show?
So I was... I'll tell you when actually invited me, it was Jeff Whiting. I don't know Jeff Whiting. Jeff. He's probably one of the best impressions that I do. And of course, people who are not on the comedy circuit won't know who Jeff is, you know, unless they've seen him do a gig and he MCs in it, you know, and he talks very fast as well.
Great.
So you can't get a word in edgeways for Jeff. And you actually would think that man is on cocaine, to be fair, actually. When he's actually not. He doesn't take cocaine. You know, it's pretty strange, isn't it? And so anyway...
That's a comedian's joke right there.
Yeah, it is, yeah. So anyway, he asked me to do this comedy club, and it was like loads of acts on, and the BGT producers were going to be there, so I went, nice one. So I turned up and I'd done, I think we were all doing 7 minutes.
Ugh.
Do you know, I was listening to someone the other day. Who was it? He's a cab driver in London, but he's a comic as well.
Right.
And he said when he started comedy, he said you do your 5 and then you do your 7 and then but that 7's you draw the line between 5 and 7, and it's right, isn't it? You know what I mean?
To be honest, I kind of missed the 5 and 7s. I went straight into 10s.
Did you?
You ended up just through luck. I've never done a gong show.
The only 5s I've done were gong shows.
I've never done one.
They're brutal.
Never done one.
Absolutely brutal. I'll tell you, first one I done was the Comedy Store, and I won that. That was the one in Manchester.
That was the first one you did.
Alex Boardman was the MC, actually, you know.
Right, okay.
And Alex sounds a bit like Sean Ryder, doesn't he, you know? And I was like, see, now that's a voice. And I was sat there watching him and I'm going, if I could do an impression of the compare, that would bring the fucking house down. You know what I mean? But I bottled it.
Okay.
And I can actually do him straight away as well, you know, especially after when I was talking to him and that, you know.
I was going to say, did you win?
It is Sean Ryder, basically, isn't it? Alex Boardman, you know. And he was the MC and I won it. And then after that, I'd done the both of the... Because there was a Frog and Bucket in Preston as well.
Yeah.
I won that and then I won the other one. Anyway, this thing we had to do 7 minutes, and it was at where was it at? It was in London.
I was going to say if it was a
it was in London somewhere, and Jeff was MCing, and I mean there was about 200 acts on, but Jeff still just goes on
10 in between each act,
Jeff can just talk, right?
Of course
so Jeff goes on and he just, you know, in between all the acts. Anyway, I got a phone call. Can you do? We want you to go in front of the judges. I said, lovely. Nice. I said. This is, what's your preferred place? I said, well, Manchester.
Yeah.
They give me the date, and I said, well, ideally Manchester would be the date for that.
Yeah.
They went, well, could you do Edinburgh? I said, well, what date's that? They told me the date.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly the date was, but I was in London the day before.
Right.
I said, that's going to be a trek to get there.
Yeah, that's a jaunt, isn't it?
And they said, don't worry, we'll get you flights. We'll put you in a hotel.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, well, what's going on here?
Yeah.
So anyway, they did. They got me a flight, paid for me a hotel.
Great.
So I'm hanging around with all these other acts, and I'm like, oh, well, what time am I on? Oh, well, we don't know yet because, we're doing all this filming, but don't worry, they're all like guys, you know what I mean? They're like proper, like, they probably hated doing it. They probably wake up in the morning and think, for fuck's sake, I've had 12 hours of this today.
Another day of this
and then they're going, guys, hey guys, oh my God, it's going to be amazing, it's going to be amazing. And you're like, I can't be fucking arsed with this, you know what I mean? Well, me, I just want to do me act and go home, you know?
Same as a normal gig,
yeah,
innit?
exactly,
Just go on, show up, fuck off.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, I literally sneaked out the side door, and there was a pub by the Festival Theatre. I thought, fuck this, I'm going for a few pints here. I can't be, that can go on. It's only like 3 minutes or whatever I have to do, you know? I remember that. It's fine. So anyway, I sat talking to these Scottish women, and they were lovely. They were great. And I said, so, and they were like, you're not from around here, are you? I said, oh no. I said, I'm doing Britain's Got Talent. She went, fucking get away, man. I love Scottish people are great, especially to get pissed with.
No nonsense.
And I always say I love going to Scotland because it makes me realise I'm not an alcoholic. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
I love gigging in Scotland.
They're just up for it, aren't they? I love Scottish audiences. Great. Anyway, we're having a drink and this, that and the other, and I'm doing a few impressions for them and all that, and they're like, oh yeah, so anyway, I've gone in. Now what happens is you have a certain producer just for you who deals with you.
Yeah.
So Alan, he was called Alan, he goes to me, where have you been? They weren't all guys then, do you know what I mean? And I went, I said, I've just been to the pub for a few. He went, I didn't hear that. Right? I went, anyway, when am I on? He said, oh, you're not
10
on
minutes ago.
10 minutes ago. Should have been on like then, you know what I mean?
Still waiting for you daft cunt. Yeah. Hi guys, do me a favour and go across to patreon.com/Ricky's Unstable. The first 1,000 members are just £1 a month for the lifetime of your membership. You get bonus content, you get early access, and all the fun from Ricky Balshaw's Unstable. See you there. Anyway,
met Ant and Dec, they were lovely. And then I went on, and it was just like surreal because I'm going, because you know when you've watched it on the telly and you're thinking, what's this going to be like? And the Festival Theatre's massive.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I've wandered on, and Sam went, hello, how are you? I said, I'm good. He said, what's your name? I said, Danny Posthill. And Amanda said, oh, it sounds like the name of a pop star. And then Sam went, is that what you're going to do for us today? You're going to sing? I went, oh, no. I said, completely the opposite. I said,
I'm 12 beers in at this point. I fucking can if you want,
to be fair, I'll juggle for you if you want. I mean, I'll give it a go. Do you know what I mean? If worst comes to worst, I'll just get my cock out, you know?
I'll show you a windmill.
Can you imagine that? Anyway.
Here's my talent, bitches.
Looking back, can you imagine if I said that?
Hindsight would have been,
that would have been brilliant, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That would have made me more famous for not even getting through.
You'd have blown up just on the clips.
Than getting to the final.
That clip would still be circulating.
It would, yeah.
You would still be making money off it, right?
Of course I would.
You'd have been in so many WhatsApp groups.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So good.
The cock out Britain's Got Talent guy. Yeah. So anyway.
Do you ever wish you could just turn back the clock and just change what you did in that moment?
I do now, looking back.
Yeah.
I'm going to be driving back home after this thinking,
fucking wasted opportunity.
That. My career would have just been like
golden opportunity.
I need to get on Britain's Got Talent.
I feel like it'd be Joey Diaz, Britain's Got Talent. Let me tell you something, Joe Rogan. I went on that stage, I got my cock out, and Simon Cowell looked at my cock and he said, you know what? He said, put that motherfucking thing away from me because I tell you what, I'm getting fucking hard.
Anyway,
right. So he said, so where do you get, he said, so I'm an impressionist. He says, what gigs do you do? I said, I do the comedy clubs. I do dinners. I do, anywhere that'll pay me,
Yeah.
And he said, what's the circuit like now? I said, well, the money's not great. I said, you got to do a few gigs to make your money up, And he says, well, what would mean more to you then, like the money or the Royal Variety? I says, well, the money because I want to buy a house, you know.
Yeah, fair.
And it got a bit of a titter, and I thought, oh, that's nice, you know. It sort of relaxes you a little bit.
I always think it's hard for a comic.
Because you're walking on, and they've already met you before they've seen you. Because when you do a comedy club, you're going on, and the first thing you're doing is you're opening line to get your laugh.
And the compares warmed them up. You're going on, they're expecting comedy. Yeah. Whereas as a comedian going on there, you've got to use that interview almost as warming the audience up a little bit.
So anyway, and he said, would you do? He said, I'd love to do the Royal Variety. I said, because it's, you know, it's the Golden Goose. He said, well, I don't know whether you noticed. He said, but I was actually on the Royal Variety. I was actually on the Royal Variety. And then David interrupted and said, I'm not being funny. He said, there's like a difference between saying 7 words and introducing an act on than actually hosting the Royal Variety. Yeah. So anyway, done me stuff. And when I done Michael McIntyre, I went, who also hosted the Royal Variety performance? Simon hosted.
Great.
And me and David hosted. Simon said 7 words, and I proper went off on one as McIntyre.
Nice.
And it brought the house down.
That's brave.
And he didn't like it.
That's brave in that moment to have done that.
Yeah.
You know, it's brave enough.
It's also very clever.
It's brilliant.
Very
but
clever.
What I'm saying is, it's brave enough in a comedy club, just sort of going off topic and going into, you know, off the cuff.
Oh, my ass was going throughout the whole thing.
Potentially a career-defining moment.
You know? And to be fair, my ass was going that bad. If I did get me cock out, it'd be like, it would be a clitoris, you know what I mean? It was just like, woo, you know, because you're that nervous.
Yeah.
Anyway.
What was that like, though? Like the nerves that's going on? Like, when did adrenaline wear off?
I've never felt adrenaline. Like, it's like, I must have had about 6 pints in the pub, but it literally
felt like 50.
It wore off.
Yeah.
It just wore off immediately as soon as I went out. Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, I find that quite often though when you go on stage. Like, I was quite nervous for the Manford's gig. As soon as I walked out, fine, gone.
Yeah,
but it was like when I was doing sport as well. As soon as I entered the arena.
It's weird because now, you know, I walk on, you know, and I'm fine. Whereas I wasn't as experienced then as well.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
which also makes it harder. So there was a lot on the line.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'd done all that.
So you said Simon didn't like it?
He didn't like it. So anyway, brilliant. So David loved it. Amanda loved it.
Yeah.
Alicia loved it.
Yeah.
Simon, well, it was all right.
Oh.
Everyone went, boo.
Yeah.
He went, why did you do Billy Connolly?
Do you think he was doing that on purpose because he's playing the baddie and he knew you were good? Or do you reckon he was just being genuine?
I
really don't know.
I was literally going to say that. I think that's Simon. I think that's the way
it is
Simon.
A bit of a panto as well, isn't it? They've got to make the drama happen because that's the reason it's a watchable show.
But that's where I think Simon's intellect comes into play because he knows how good you are.
He's a clever guy.
Oh, very clever.
But you know, since then, so let me tell this story and then I'll tell you since then I watched him on A Diary with the CEO.
Oh, yeah.
And it was just fascinating because he ended up skint.
Oh, he was broke.
And actually, I think, you know what, mate, fair play to you. You know,
I've got a lot of respect for him.
I have. But on this particular occasion, it was my gig. He could get fucked. Do you know what I mean?
100%,
I'm smashing it, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, he said, "Why did you do Billy Connolly?" I said, Amanda went, "Because we're in Scotland, Simon." I said, thank you, Amanda, because we're in Scotland, Simon. Next question, right? Oh, he didn't like that.
Yeah.
And after that left my mouth, I thought, oh, you cheeky bastard. But you could have just kept your mouth shut.
No, but you're a comic. At what point did he think that a comic is not going to come back?
Give him it back.
You, as a comedian, you're never going to let the audience, and at the end of the day, he's an audience member at that point.
Yeah, of course he is. You're in control.
You've got to maintain. So I don't know what he expected.
So anyway, after that, he went, I didn't think your Beckham was any good either.
Right.
and I went, really? He said, yeah. I says, well, he said, I think anyone can do that.
Go on,
which I went, go on then.
Yeah.
Oh, did I said, why don't you do it?
Brilliant.
And the audience were on my side and they were all going, do it.
Of course they would be, yeah.
Right? Well, he went, you know, I just thought it was a little bit dated, blah, 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 blah. David, yes or no? Anyway, got a standing ovation, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Got through. Then after that, you've got to go to like a reveal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and it's where a few acts stand on the stage. You go into different rooms and they'll let you know, you know. Anyway, the semi-final, I was going back and forth with the producers about what material to do.
Yeah.
And I'd never done Ant and Dec before.
Right, okay.
And
I watched this one the other day.
I wrote this and I was like, to be fair, I had a little bit of help. There's a couple of writers who I know, one of which is Christine Rose, and she's lovely, and I'm still friends with Christine, and she wrote a lovely gag for me. and that's the routine that I did.
Right, okay.
So welcome back to, I was something about an Iceland advert. I can't remember the joke now, it was that long ago. And it brought the house down and got
then
through.
You did what worked really well during that one is when
I knew he was going to do you, I knew it.
And whenever I do that, he puts his hand on his chest and opens his mouth.
And every time
I do that,
they
shot to him and he was like that.
Yeah.
It was perfect.
And I caught him off guard. It was brilliant.
It was perfect.
And then the final, the thing is, so you got the semi-final, it was the Thursday. The final was on the Saturday.
It's the next night, innit? Yeah.
So I'm like, shit, okay. I thought, do I do a whole new set of characters, or do I do some of the classics that they enjoyed in the Fest too? Yeah. But then I thought, actually, no, I've seen impressionists repeat impressions, and I thought, I want to do different ones, you know?
Yeah.
The producers were telling me to do this, don't do Dara O'Brien, don't do Johnny Vegas, and I'm going, well, hang on, Mock the Week was one of the biggest shows around, you know? Yeah. And it was funny because when I done Dara, I do every time he gets to the end of a sentence, he slows it down like that. And I met him in Edinburgh because there was an episode of Mock the Week, and it was like 3,000 that, you know, and they've got to come up with something after the seats 3,000. And I think Rob Beckett said something like, is it 3,000 minutes, which is the length of time it takes Dara to say a sentence. And then he says, oh, did you see that guy on Britain's Got Talent? And they were talking about it.
Brilliant.
And I was like, wow, I loved that.
Yeah.
And I remember, I'm doing it myself. And I remember I seen it, and he said, so on that episode, Dara goes, I'm going to hunt that man down and I'm going to kill him. Well, I see him in Edinburgh, right? I'm flying for my show.
Great.
Fest Edinburgh I'm doing. Hey, Dara. I said, I'm here if you want to hunt me down and kill me.
Fantastic.
And he goes, actually, my wife says that I say a lot, but I don't say as much as you think that I say right? Which I thought was brilliant.
Yeah.
And I just thought that went really well.
Brilliant.
They're telling me not to do that.
Yeah.
I was going back and forth and I was arguing to the point where I got stressed. I got a migraine the night before, and I didn't think I was going to be able to do the show. I was a bit spaced out in the final.
Right.
Because the doctor come.
Was this like
this is the thing with show business, doctor? Right? Yeah, this is the thing with show business, right? It's like the old Elvis thing, right? His managers just gave him drugs to keep him going. They didn't give a shit how bad I was. They were like, oh, we've got a replacement here.
Yeah.
But we want him to do the final.
Yeah.
So, you know, they pumped me full of drugs. I was thinking, shit, what material do I do?
Yeah.
In the end, I just said to the producer, right, these are the impressions that I'm doing. And he's like, oh, well, I've told you not to do that. I went, it's a bit late now, isn't it, mate? Yeah. I just had to go to them, fuck you, and fuck you. This is what I'm doing, right?
Yeah.
And I did. And I think it couldn't have went any better, to be fair, the final. I came 7th, which I was happy about.
Cool.
I mean, I always say I got beat off a 3-legged dog, which I did. But, you know, at the end of the day, I'm still working and the dog's now dead, yeah. You know when I said I love dogs?
Who's the real winner?
Yeah, he'd have been delighted if it was a 3-legged cat, wouldn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking don't get me started on cats. What you guys can't see, he's left the fucking pictures of cats up on the screen there.
He has as well.
Every time I'm talking over here, all I can see are fucking cats that look really happy, and it's just winding me up.
So yeah, and then since then it was great, and we've done a couple of TV interviews, you know, done this morning, and but then since then, I mean, I haven't done a lot of TV recently. I mean, the only TV I have done is what on the circuit they would frown upon is I've done GB News with Lee Anderson,
right? Okay,
and I thought he was a nice guy, and we'd had a laugh, and
Gigs
you know what I mean, and I do an impression of Lee as well, you know, and he loved it, you know, it was great. Done the politicians, and it was weird. I never thought of doing politicians until my agent at the time rang me. She said, "Can you do Trump?"
Right.
And I was like, I would never really thought of doing politicians because I didn't really want to divide my audience, you know?
Of course, yeah.
And anyway...
But I guess it depends how you do it and what you say to whether you divide them or not.
Exactly. And what I've learned is I found a tricky skill. Like, I mean, I've done a joke I've been doing this joke as Keir Starmer because I thought, I know people hate him, but I know people might like him as well. Do you know what I mean? So
might.
Yeah, exactly,
but people also love to hate him.
Of course they do.
That's what you got to...
And, I mean, when I do Warners, they're they can be an older crowd.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I do a perfect gag as him when I do there.
Yeah.
And I say, you know, what I like about Keir Starmer is he sounds like he has something stuck on the roof of his mouth.
Oh, my God, he actually does.
And also, what I've noticed is since he has become Prime Minister... a lot more people are coming to Warner's because it's cheaper to come to Warner's than it is to pay for the heating bills, you know.
Amazing.
And they love that because they go, wow, that's us.
That's so good, but you also sound deaf.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's like... It could merge into Diane Abbott, couldn't it?
Yeah, you know, 100%.
You go from Keir Starmer into Diane Abbott if you slow it down.
Yeah.
Andrew, you know. And then I remember, since I started doing a few more politicians, a friend of mine, he said to me, you should do Diane Abbott. He went, that would bring the house down. Well, anyway, I'd done it and I put it on Twitter.
Did it go off?
Blew up.
Amazing.
Blew up. But the problem I've got now is, only on that platform, I think, I'm known as the Diane Abbott guy.
Right.
And I spoke to Alistair McGowan about this, and he said, yeah, there was a point where he had his, you know, he had his Beckham. Do you know what I mean? He was I was known for Beckham. You know what I mean? And, you know, I mean, but then he had so many others that he'd done so well. Yeah. You know? But what happens is they pick out the one there, they go, oh, you do it brilliantly. You know? So, and I think that's what happens when you do impressions. But I don't know what it is. I think if they've got a certain mannerism or a certain likability or a certain hook or a way that they talk, they remember that more. So then that's what makes it their favourite. And I think the Diane Abbott thing was when she done that interview with Nick Ferrari.
Oh, no, yeah.
And I mean, wow, that was just, you know.
It was next level.
It was next level.
It was unbelievable.
It was next level. And I just thought, well, material-wise,
it's written itself for you. Of
course it has.
It's an easy thing to do then. I guess when you're doing...
I still get criticised though. I mean, I got criticised off someone that said, they called me a racist for doing an impression of her. And I said,
it's not like you're blacking up.
I said, how is it racist? And someone went, a white man impersonating a black woman. I said, all right, okay. I said, so you're saying that I'm not allowed to impersonate anyone who's got a different colour skin to me? They said, yeah. I said, well, you're the fucking racist then.
Yeah, 100%. You know? You're not talking negatively about said person. No, that's ridiculous.
You're just taking the piss out of them. Like, I mean,
by that example, you'd never be able to do someone who's gay.
Exactly.
You'd never be able to do a female.
I've had shit off.
You'd never be able to do someone with hair.
I had exactly. Yeah.
Paul,
there was no need for that kidney shot. I'm sorry, mate. There was no need.
Listen, I get it all the time.
Tell you can't walk.
You know what I said about Jason. You know, he never forgets his roots. Well, I can't even remember mine. To be fair, I think I was 19 when I last had them. But yeah, it's a funny one, you know, when you do certain people and you just think, can I do that? Can I, you know? But now I don't when I done Bobby Kennedy then. But he has genuinely got a problem with his voice, you know. So you've got to be mindful of how you do it, because you don't want to come across as too vile. I mean, I remember.
I want to see you do Rosie Jones.
When I done, oh fucking hell! I don't, by the way. I don't.
He does. He did it off camera. And what he said he's going to do it on the Patreon episode, so stick around for the Patreon. Danny.
See, now there's a thing, right?
Yeah.
You said that about that. If I did do an impression of Rosie Jones, do you reckon she would... I met her once in Edinburgh. Do you think she would find it funny?
I think she'd find it hilarious.
Would she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine
that's the thing. That's the thing. If she did find it hilarious, I'd be like...
If I didn't know you... Yeah. And you were just a random impressionist comedian and you did an impression of me, including the walk and everything, I would find that funny. Obviously, depending on the content, what word you're saying. Yeah. But I am fairly certain I would find that funny. Yeah. And I would think
it's a fine line, isn't it?
I think it was brave as well, because it'd be very easy to shy away from that because of the obvious. So to actually do it and to do it well, would be. I've got an autistic cousin, and he can do an impression of my walk like you have never fucking seen, mate. Honestly, unbelievable. And my brother as a kid, because obviously he'd only ever seen me walk with sticks. He's able-bodied, my younger brother is. And whenever my dad or mum would say, pass Ricky his sticks, he'd get them and he'd walk with them like me. Because that's just how he thought you had to walk with sticks.
I love that you consider what you do a walk.
But it's a term.
What is it? It's fair.
It's a waddle.
It's a term of endearment, and it means that he likes you because he spends a lot of time around you and he likes you the way you walk, so he wants to copy it.
He just copies it, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, so I had a chat with... So after the semi-final, Eamon Holmes was there with Ruth, and he said, do you know what I like about you? You're a funny man, so you're a funny man. And I remember, and he had a pop at John Coleshaw, and I told John this, there's nothing I wouldn't say behind his back, you know? Yeah. And he had a pop at John, but he's done it publicly as well, you know?
Right, okay.
But I think he wanted me to slag John off, and I think John's brilliant. But the sketch he was doing was about Eamon, you know, did you see it? It was on the telly. Eamon, the sofa's gone missing. I might have eaten it, so I have, right, okay. You know, and it was funny. It was a funny sketch, you know. But when I do Eamon now, I'm very mindful. I know he doesn't like it, you know. Okay. So the gag I do now is about a sketch where it was there was a woman on this morning who claimed that she had sex with ghosts. And the fact that Eamon went along with it, I'm like, come on, Eamon, you know, what you should have said before the interview started, should have said, well, so welcome back. We've got a lady coming on who claims that she has sex with ghosts. Isn't that just called masturbation, Ruth? You know. Brilliant. And what a great place to leave the episode. Eamon Holmes saying the word masturbation. Masturbation, absolutely. I'm going to have to wrap it up, but I'd love you to stick around and do more on the Patreon, because I'm really enjoying the chat. Danny, where can they find you? Look into that camera and tell them where they can find you. You can get me on Instagram, Danny_Posthill. You can get me on Facebook, Danny Posthill Comedian. You can get me on X, at Posthill Danny. And I'm not on TikTok because I'm not a child. No, I'm joking. No, I am on TikTok. It's Danny Voices, I think. I actually don't know my TikTok handle, but we'll put them all under. And I've got a book out as well, which I wrote in lockdown, called The Non-Essential Worker, which is all about being in lockdown. And I talk about Britain's Got Talent. And if Simon Cowell's lawyers read it, I'm fucked, basically. Fucked. Yeah. Well, there's a reason I'm going to talk about my BGT experience on the Patreon. Okay, brilliant. So I'll tell you my experience now. Guys, thanks ever so much for sticking around. As always, like this, subscribe. It really helps the channel. We're going to go over to Patreon now. We've absolutely fucked up Patreon. So we've got a new one. So we're going to cancel the other one and you won't be charged for anything. But if you can come across to the new channel, I'd really appreciate it. It's patreon.com/Ricky's Unstable. That's Ricky's with an S. So patreon.com/Ricky's Unstable. Same deal as before. It's still £1 a month for the membership, and that's the life of your membership. And yeah, all the links will be at the bottom. Danny, thanks ever so much. It's been a pleasure, mate. We've had a laugh. It's been really good fun. We're going to go over to Patreon now. If you're coming over there, great. If not, go fuck yourselves, and I'll see you next week. See you later, everyone. Thanks very much. Ta-da.